Welcome to Q2-22,
Welcome.
12 weeks of flow. We are so excited to have all of you.
I might be more excited than you, Kevin, I think.
I don't think that's possible.
Okay, all right.
So I am really excited. We want to welcome back our returning Flocadamates, and we are really excited to welcome our new Flocadamates to Q2-22. So we've made some programming changes to Q2 and also some commitment changes to Q2. And Rick's going to talk a little bit about that right now.
Yeah, so Q1, we had a really great time. We learned a lot. We had a lot of classes. There was a lot of collaboration. And what I feel like we could have highlighted a little bit more and that we want to highlight for Q2 is that the work in between the classes is where the real change is going to happen. So we're looking for a commitment from you guys, if you're going to participate, at least 80% or higher, not only in showing up and attending the classes that we're talking about, which are on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 11 o'clock. And Kevin will talk a little bit about some variants in there. But more importantly, in between the classes, doing the daily navigator and all the tasks and the homework that we talk about. You know, my teaching career started long before real estate. And that was originally, I was a golf instructor. At the ripe old age of 17, I was teaching people how to play golf. And they would sign up for a series of 6 golf lessons. And the ones that signed up and just took the lessons but didn't do any practice in between really didn't get that much better, even though I spent all that time with them, helping them with their swing. On the other hand, the people that took the time to practice the things that we talked about in each lesson really made some improvement. And that's what we're looking for here is, don't just show up to the classes. We're looking for an immersion in what we are kind of preaching here at Flocademy so that you can get what we want you to have out of this class, which is real change in your business and having some continuity and some flow in your life, not only personally, but also professionally. So that's what we're looking for, Kevin.
That's right. Thanks for that. And today I just want to go through a little bit of the agenda, what we hope to accomplish or what we want to accomplish today. So the first thing we want to do is for you to understand the mission of Flocademy and what the whole company is really built on. We want to tell you how you can really, as a Flocademy, get the most out of Flocademy. We want to navigate the workplace for Flocademy. Nicole's going to take us through that. And then we also want to learn a little bit more about how to get the most and give the most to and from Flocademy. And then we're going to talk about the class structure of our 3 days of available classes. And then Rick's going to talk about some action items at the end. So Rick, why don't you tell us a little bit about the mission of Flocademy?
So our mission comes from this desire that Kevin and I have, and Nicole, to change your life, to make a difference. And both Kevin and I have this passion that is kind of internal, that we came from different paths that ended up with, and I think Kevin, you'll talk about a little bit more about this later, but where our 2 paths crossed as I actually hired you as a coach within the company that I was working for. And but at the same time, I was coming off of having been coached in a myriad of different places and read tons of books, and really my life had changed as a result of being coached. You, on the other hand, have had your own successful business and had the experience of being a coach. And when we crossed paths, it was like, hey, let's try and build something around this that would allow people to have access to this great life-changing coaching information, but do it in a way that is very affordable and very attainable and has some real accountability. And so that was the kind of the birthplace of Flocademy and how we came about and what we're trying to create here.
Okay, thanks, Rick. So let's take a minute and meet the team. Rick, why don't you introduce Nikki?
Well, this is really exciting. And when we do talk about that, we are a team, and I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but a big part of what we want for you guys is to have who's in your life. And a who is somebody that is helping you do all the things that you need to do. And so Nikki is not only our director of operations here at Flocademy, but she's also a who for me in my real estate practice. So from the standpoint of what Nikki means to you, she's a classmate, she's a participant, she's doing all the things as well. She's filling out her own daily navigator, and she's behind the scenes making sure that we know how to get on the workplace and organizing our meetings and scheduling all of our stuff. She is our kind of everything person behind the scenes. And for me, she's the most important work person that I have in my life. And I almost said wife. That's weird. She's like my work wife. And so I really appreciate her. And then I want to talk about you too, Kevin, because, you're my partner in this thing that we've created. And, when we first met, we had no idea what we were going to create. I remember when Rebecca and I were down with you and Rob and we're having dinner, and we were just having that moment of like, isn't it cool that we somehow came across each other and we've created this thing, and we're so like-minded in what we're trying to create for people in this passion. And so, your background and everything that you bring to the table, all of your experience and all of your, the coaching and stuff that you've done, we're just so lucky to have you here as one of our coaches at Flo Academy. And I'm lucky to have you as a partner in terms of, what we've created together and what you bring to the table. And so I really appreciate you.
Thanks, Rick. And Rick, same, back at you. So Rick started in real estate and banking, lending, back in 2004, I think is the date. And you kind of got into real estate sort of by accident and really kind of took control of it and became incredibly successful. I think you're top 1% of the country most regularly for the past many, many years. You were broker owner of a company. You are now an active, very active agent in Northern California. And again, me too. I'm very proud to have you as my business partner. So Rick, tell us what Flo Academy is all about.
So we like to talk about the 3 C's: collaboration, community, and commitment. And so, one of the things that kind of has happened in the real estate community is that people go, this is my great idea and I'm keeping it to myself. And one of the things that Kevin and I both enjoyed in lots of the coaching programs that we've been in is that there's a collaboration. It's here's my experience with that, and here's mine. And oh, did you try this? And this is what's working for me, and this didn't work for me. So we really are trying to create that place of collaboration. It's not just Kevin and I teaching, it's all of us teaching each other and all of us learning for each other.
We both learn by our students, for sure, our Flo Academates. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is the community, which, it kind of goes into that collaboration, but it's also an understanding of unless you're in real estate, you don't know what we go through as real estate agents, even our spouses and our friends. And, it's unless you're in this business, in the trenches trying to figure it out, you don't know what that's like. And so we want to create that place that exists as well. And then the example of commitment for all of us. When one person is committed, there's being such a good example for the other person to be committed. And that's why we're looking for that commitment of 80% participation, because when we're all doing that together, we're all growing together and going to that new place of kind of immersion in this lifestyle of how we're going to do this real estate business. So many realtors are it's chaos and it's willy-nilly, and they're working too many hours and they're not getting enough business, and they don't have enough time, and they don't spend enough time with their family and all that. They have no idea whether they're making money or not making money. They don't save enough money for their taxes. All the things, we're trying to bring that down to a real manageable place where you're able to focus on the 3 most important things: relationships, negotiating deals, and managing your team. And when you're able to get to that place, you can have a nice, comfortable, live in the flow, spend as much time with your family as you want, go on vacations, make plenty of money. The deals are coming in, everything's happening. It's nirvana. It's real estate nirvana. That's what we're working towards.
That's what we're working towards.
And so that's what Flo Academy is all about.
So you've heard me say a couple of times, you've heard Rick say Flo Academate. We like to flowize things. So a Flo Academate is all of us. We are all participants in the idea of Flo Academy. So we call ourselves Flo Academates. And we are collaborators. As Rick just said, we're not lone wolves. We don't live on an island. We collaborate with each other. We like to share our experiences and our ideas with each other. We try to be as positive and encouraging as possible to each other. And we're leaders. We not only are leaders amongst our fellow Flocatomates, but we hope to be leaders amongst the other agents that we work with in our community. So that's a part of it as well. And we're really committed to getting better, to really immerse ourselves in growth and getting better. And to us, that's kind of what the idea of Flocatomy is all about. So at Flocatomy, we have a platform that's very similar to Facebook, and it's called Workplace. So we have the Flocatomy Workplace. There are some other companies, real estate companies, that use Workplace as their kind of hub of communication. We like the way it works, so we've elected to use that ourselves. Most of you should already have received your invitation to join the Flocatomy Workplace. And Nicole's going to take us through a little presentation to show us how Workplace works.
All right, thanks, Kevin. Again, my name's Nicole. I'm going to be your Director of Operations. If for any reason you need anything as far as logins or you can't get in at all, just please reach out and I will help you. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Workplace. On the left side, you're going to have all your navigation. So this top W is just your home screen, which has the entire news feed for any posts. Then you have your notifications if something is posted or if someone comments on one of your posts. We have a chat section, which will break down any chats that you're in, where you can also reach out to other people, other Flocatomates, if you're interested in speaking with them about anything in particular. Then we have the knowledge library. The knowledge library is a big one that will get referenced quite a bit. All right, so once you go into the knowledge library, you're going to have all the separate categories for each class that we do and all the individual recordings. So if for some reason you can't make it to a class, you can come back in the knowledge library, click on the class that you want to watch, and then you will see the recording in there. Forms and resources is a big one as well. This is going to have each document that is referenced in any class that we teach. So you can go back in there, you can print out your form and then personalize it to meet your goals. Then if you go back into your homepage, you're going to see a section called groups. And in here we have all different types. We have your daily flow, weekly flow, where we're making posts every day and every week. And then you're going to have the flow calendar. This is going to be a big one. If you go in there, it will show you the calendar of all of our classes. Under more, and there's a drop down for events. You can skip through that, Kevin. Once you get to the event page, you can see any upcoming or past events, and you can accept the invitation, and it'll show you the Zoom link in that. We're also going to send out email invitations with Zoom links 15 minutes before class starts, as well as the night before. So you'll get the Zoom link via Workplace. You'll get an email, 2 emails before class starts. And then you can also add it to your Google Calendar, which I've sent email invitations to add that to your calendar as well. So there's many different ways. And worst case scenario, you can just reach out to me and I will get you in the class.
Hey, Nicole, thanks so much for that. So Rick, tell us a little bit more about Flocatomy and the immersion, the classes. What can we look forward to?
Well, and we keep saying immersion, and what we're really working towards here is being purposeful on a daily basis about how you go about your real estate day. And so immersion is kind of the way we picture that. And in the context of that, we have classes that we're going to be teaching on Wednesdays at 11 o'clock, and we call these the weekly flow classes, and there's 12 of them. And within those classes, each one is its own idea or something that's going to enhance that immersion type program. So we're going to talk about database maximization, listing presentations, buyer presentations, negotiating skills. We're going to talk about how to count the money, client management, mindset. We have a whole proprietary daily accountability program that's really amazing, and really I'm not aware of any other program, any coaching program that has what we call the Daily Navigator. And it's a shift from most likely where most agents are, which is, again, kind of willy-nilly, no real plan. They just get up and see where the day takes them. And we're going from that into being really purposeful about what actions we're taking on a daily basis and what actions we're not taking. And so that's really what we're working towards. And eventually team building and getting into that place where I talked about a little bit ago, which was, we want to get you to the place where you're just managing relationships and cultivating relationships, negotiating deals, which is what your real strength should be, and then managing your team that then does all of the other things that a lot of just sole proprietor agents think that they're supposed to do, jack of all trades, and then that takes away from their ability to be effective, and it takes too much time to be all the things to all the people. So that's what we're working towards.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So I want to talk a little bit about class structure and what you can expect going forward with Flo Academy. So one of the things that we sort of adhere to is we start our classes on time and we end on time. And our classes really, we put in the calendar of 45 minutes, but our classes really run about 20 to 30 minutes, and that's about it. We know that we're all really busy, and so we try to make our classes to the point, get through the information as quickly as possible, as thorough as possible, and then we always have roadblocks at the end. What are the things that might happen that are going to prevent us from putting these things into practice? And then we end with questions, and that's where we just kind of open up the mic, as it were, and everybody is able to kind of ask questions, talk about what they've learned, see how they might put that into place. And we never go past 45 minutes. But again, if you need to jump off when the class is done, 20 to 30 minutes, totally good. Also, as we've said before, all of our classes are recorded and they're put into the knowledge library. So they're always available to take a look at. Accountability is another big piece of what we focus on. We will be getting more into that when we talk about the daily flow and the weekly, daily navigator, weekly navigator. But we also want to talk about accountability groups that we're going to be putting together. So at our next meeting, which is next Wednesday, we are going to have everybody divided into accountability groups. And these groups are going to be, for this next 12 weeks, the group that you're going to be communicating with pretty much every day via text. And it's just to have somebody there that's going to be able to help you kind of through the process of Flo Academy. Rick and I, one of each of us, will also be on that group. So we're always available to you as well. So on Tuesdays, it's kind of like an optional day. We love for everybody to be there, but we cover things like, we have a book club. So we'll be talking about different books. Our next book, I thought I had it on my desk, is The Go Giver, which is an excellent book. If anybody has been through Ninja selling before, you probably have gotten that book and read that book. We really like that book. So we have book clubs. We have some classes, some one-off kind of classes. A quick one coming up is about finding your core values. We have a meditation class that's going to be coming up. And we also have guest speakers that are going to talk to us. So that will happen at 11 o'clock on Tuesday mornings. And then on Thursdays, we have live coach time, lifetime coach. And lifetime coach, Rick and I are on the call, or one or the other of us. And it's a place to just kind of drop in. And if you have issues going on with a deal, you just want to talk, maybe you just want to listen to what other people are saying, it's a great way for us to kind of come together, bring a cup of coffee, and we just kind of talk about what's going on. It's been a kind of a popular event. We really enjoy that as well. So Rick, I know you have a couple of action items for us going forward. Do you want to go through those?
Well, I think one of the things that we want to make sure that you do is that if you haven't done it already, you did receive an invitation to Workplace, go on Workplace. Nicole showed you kind of how to navigate through around there. Set up your profile, put in your location where you do your work, so that, because there's a networking opportunity here as well. But really kind of get familiar with Workplace itself. Look for, go in the knowledge library. You can watch old videos if you'd like, or see some of the forms that we've put in there. The other thing is that if you haven't done your 30, 60, 90 day for our Q1 people, if you have not done your 30, 60, 90 day goals, please get those done and turned into Kevin and I. And if you're brand new to Flo Academy, what we're looking for is goals that you have that you can set, a personal and a professional one, just one for each category, that you want to attain over the next 30 days, another one for 60 days, and another one for 90 days or the end of the quarters, in this case, semester. So get that written down so that you have something that you're actually aiming for, and then send it off to Kevin and I, or send it to Nicole, one way or the other. Get it in front of us so that we can help you make sure that you achieve that goal. The last thing is to just talk about roadblocks. We always like to talk about roadblocks so that when you have them, you're not like, where is this coming from? So our roadblocks are typically, hey, we're asking you to do something different. We're asking you to live outside of your comfort zone. We're actually asking you to do things that you're not used to doing. And that's going to be a theme throughout the whole coaching. That is why you are here. And so just be aware that when that happens for a lot of people, you not come across as simple as, oh, I don't want to do that. It might come across as, I don't have time, or I don't know what they're doing, or however it manifests itself. And just be aware of that, and hopefully try and push through that so that you can get the stuff that we're giving you, and that your life can change, that your real estate life can change and become better, and that your everyday life can change. That's what we're all about here. So those are the three things I would put on the action items, Kevin.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Once again, we're so happy to have you joining us for this next quarter. Rick and Nicole and I are always available. If things come up, shoot us a text. Obviously, we are all agents as well, so we are working in the trenches right along with you. But we want to be here to support you and to help you be better agents and better people. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for watching.